Hello, hello, and happy Lughnasadh weekend. Yesterday was August the 1st, which is traditionally in Celtic festivals called Lughnasadh, which is a powerful time for, well, it's manifesting really. It's a powerful time for bringing in all the intentions that we've been setting throughout the year that began in Imbolc and slowly built on through our Stara and strengthened and put fire to in Beltane, shone around in our Aletha summer solstice, and now it's time to start to see them come into fruition. So that's the power of this time, and that's August the 1st. And then where this is where we begin to start to feel a sense of gratitude for all that we have. So looking at the positives, what we've received and all that we already have in order to provide the skirts for all this lovely fruit to land into. So what that looks like energetically this specific year, with it being the fire horse and all the shift that we've seen, and a really big shift towards our evolving, within our evolving human consciousness towards a new reality on Earth, this new Earth that I've been talking about, that together we are landing. It's important because this year well, this week has been really potent for, I've seen it within where I was volunteering at Pony Club Camp for a week. Also, I've seen it in my Reiki sessions this week, that we are awakening into our new gifts. And within that, we are also able to manifest very, very quickly this year. So you may have noticed that yourselves, that, 1 minute you're thinking something, the next minute it's happened. So pay attention to that, because that's can often be linked to what your gift is. And the way gifts are waking up is things that you may have just known about yourself in childhood that were just what you loved doing and where your dreams were, and the things that just came really natural to you. That somewhere along the line, you may even have had them quite suppressed through what you then went on to do and what formed your and informed your choices from then on out through your parents and your environment and school and different areas, and ancestral genetics starting to come through and play out for you, soul contracts that you've maybe formed in past lifetimes all coming into fruition. So they can really sort of get you, they get us each sucked into that vibration and a little bit lost, even though in actual fact we're perfectly on track. So this has been a really big week for stepping out of the old and into those new versions, where our gifts can manifest fully. So that's really interesting. So again, if any of that speaks to you, do reach out and let me know, and maybe even mention what might have been coming through for you if it's a shareable feature. And the thing about it, like I said, is that it's happening the way, this is how I was shown out this week, that things are happening really quickly. Now, when I'm getting feedback on something, I'll often then also see it replicated in people, other people, and other spiritual people that I work with and follow. So yes, I've seen that also being stated elsewhere. So that's good confirmation. But for me, it's a powerfully guided, intuitive response that I'm receiving. So with Reiki, when I'm doing Reiki, I will get these little updates, and it's very interesting because when you're in the moment receiving the information, it is so lucid. You know exactly what's happening, and then what I do is I immediately write it down as I saw it, because if I don't and I try to think back to what it was, it's shifted, and then I'm kind of putting my human version on it. So that's how I saw it. And then the only other thing that I've shown is that, you know, things that may be a struggle for you. So some of the bigger things are going to come through, like all of our harvesting of the bigger intentions we've been setting. So that's powerful. And then, of course, the other thing is that some of the minor things that are like the little things that we get stuck on in our minds, which can also be major, but things where we're getting stuck in our processing with things and we're getting into cycles and a bit stuck, you can use the daily tasks that you're working with to help to shift them. So if you imagine when you're, say, for example, you might be ironing, and I pick that because it's a good example, because it's something that when you use an iron, you can actually iron out creases. And often when one irons, one is doing it whilst thinking about you're connecting with what's about to happen because you're ironing things out in preparation for something. So when you're ironing, anything that you're thinking about and processing mentally, you are working through something energetically also. So that iron right now has a really strong ability to help you release, let go, and move on. And as you get through each crease, it's like you're gently putting that thing to one side and allowing the way for something smoother to come in. So that was a nice way of putting it. But of course, we can apply that to many, many tasks that we work with. So it could also be washing the dishes, when you're thinking through and washing things off, and dusting, hoovering, uh, changing the wheels on a car. I mean, I'm trying to think of all the different things that we might do, sweeping out stables, mucking out, weeding in the garden, mowing the lawns. Every job you can imagine has the ability and the potential to move us through whilst we're processing. And of course, back to those lovely typical ones that we've often talked about, the going for a walk, walking in the forest, bathing in the energies of the trees and the plants and the flowers who naturally help us to lift things away and process. And why that's exciting for me about the speed of it is because, I really am, as I've said regularly, I am really called to do this work because of how much I understand it, that Reiki has the ability to help us to raise our vibration, see more of our fullest self, step into our authentic selves, and live a higher vibrational lifestyle. And that truly is how we will continue to every day see and follow the breadcrumbs that lead to this new reality that is coming. And it is so interesting, when walking around and going through my normal daily tasks, meeting, going into different spaces with different people and hearing their perspectives on the world and how it's currently unfolding, the shifts that I'm hearing occurring, even though some of the things we can be witnessing can seem quite dark and heavy in their way of being, there again, likewise, will be the gift beneath that. So it's a case of staying strong to your own heart, staying within your heart space with what you know to be true within you and what you want to see, not what others are drawing you out of yourself to be your reality. It does not have to be that way. You can choose in every moment and every second what you would like to see and hold true and strong to that. So that felt like an important message for me to share today. And so, meanwhile, it's happy Lughnasadh to everybody. Just enjoy that fresh, bright energy that's coming in. It's like a sort of a golden light that's going to fill up and help all of us to move into a higher vibration. So just watch out for how it's happening for you and how you can support it. And if you need any Reiki help, I'm here along with so many other practitioners and other forms of spiritual energy that can be helpful. Just let your heart lead you to which one is right for you. Always. Lots of love.